Officially laid off from my corporate tech company job.
Hey friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. So in today's video, we'll be talking about more women are losing their jobs and no one is really talking about it. That's why I wanted to create this video, because it's not just a bad economy. There's a deep story here and we need to talk about it. So I'll put the stitches together so that you learn. I'll be back to share my truths.
Well, the unexpected happened yesterday. I got that dreadful last minute calendar invite at 8 a.m. sharp with only 2 invites, one with the CEO and one with HR. So we all know what that means. The day you never want to expect in corporate America, but here we are. Welcome to my unemployment diaries, because I am now officially laid off from my corporate tech company job. So, hi, my name's Helena. This is day 1 of my unemployment diaries, while I'm also 6 months pregnant.
Hi, good morning.
Morning. From HR to join me because I have some difficult news to share. The company decision to do a restructuring and concentrate all its commercial and operational efforts into a more limited focus, and a bunch of roles are being impacted. And I'm sorry to say that yours is one of them. I'm super sorry to be sharing this with you. Pass it to, we can kind of talk through some of the separation information.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Day 1 of being laid off from my first ever office job is really fucking me. Today I learned that no matter how much you put into your job, no matter how much overtime you do, no matter how willing you are to work on your vacation, no matter the amount of times your boss tells you that you deserve a raise, no matter how much of your time, your effort, no matter how much over hours you put in, no matter how willing you are to go above and beyond, at the end of the day, they will let you go if they can just make a little bit more on their bottom line. So, I'm gonna go cry this out. Yeah, so day 1, baby.
That moment whenever you commute 45 minutes and go into the office just to find out that you're being let go. That was me today, literally like 2 hours ago. Yeah, I got let go, and this is my first time being let go. And surprisingly, I am not mad. I am not angry. Might be a little upset and sad just because I transitioned my career and I was, within this new department for 6 months. Originally, I've been with the company for 6 years, but within my new position, 6 months, because I transitioned from accounting and finance to digital marketing / social media. And yeah, so it just came to me as a surprise, but at the same time, I knew that people were getting let go. And so I knew, oh my gosh, it can potentially be me. Like, you never know. It could be me. The thought ran across my head, but I didn't think that it would happen so soon. I don't feel mad. I don't feel angry. I know these things happen. I mean, that is the risk that I take with working in corporate America, is that potentially you are just a number and you can be let go like that. So I'm just grateful for it all. I really am. Like, to be able to transition my career from accounting and finance to social media and to gain experience within these 6 months, like, to me, that was just everything. I went on my first work trip. I literally was recording content, creating videos, doing all the things that brought me so much joy and getting paid for it. Like, to me, that was just awesome. And I'm just overall grateful for the opportunity within itself. I'm grateful that my manager took a chance on me and hiring me. And, I'm just looking forward to the next big thing, which is ultimately all I can do. I can either be mad and angry about what's going on, or I can just be optimistic and realize this is the situation that is currently handed to me, and I can be pessimistic about it, or I can move forward, realize it, and continue. Not sure if those other sentiments just haven't hit me yet. Maybe they'll hit me tomorrow when I have nothing to do. But at the same time, like like I said, I'm just grateful for everything. I'm grateful for the experience. I'm grateful for the time that I had at the company. My manager was great. My team was great. I can't say anything negative about them because they really were great people. It really is just the company itself that just wasn't doing so well. And I just get it. Like, I understand. I'm gonna spend some more time to myself. I'm going to work on a couple of projects that I've always been wanting to work on, just haven't had the time to. And I'm just going to use this time to reflect and, gather all the things that I need to do to start applying to new jobs. And I'm, just hopeful. I'm hopeful for the next big thing that's to come. I'm hopeful for this new beginning. This was an amazing chapter, 6 years of my life into a company, and unfortunately it just closed. Life does not stop for anyone. Got to move forward onto what's to come and persevere and just do the best that we can. So everything will be okay. I've always believed in what's meant for you is meant for you. God makes you go through things and he gives you something better in return. Sometimes he takes away from you and gives you something better in return as well. So I'm very hopeful for what's to come. Unfortunately, I'm not looking forward to applying in this job market right now, but what can you do? So I'm just gonna remain positive on what's to come and pues a seguirle adelante.
So I got fired on my first day at work. Story time. So I was supposed to be starting today at a popular ambulance company. I'm not going to say the name, but I'm pretty sure y'all can figure it out. I quit my previous job that I loved to do this because the benefits are better, the pay was better, and the hours are supposed to be better. And as much as I love that previous job, I got a child to think about, and I need more money and I need better benefit. So I live in Arkansas and we got snow. And if you know anything about Arkansas, we don't usually get snow. We don't get snow often. So when we do get it, everything shuts down. I mean, like schools, jobs, Walmart closes, and Walmart don't ever close. So instead of taking my car, instead of saying, ooh, I can't make it, I took my mom's SUV. She said I could take her SUV. And I have never had to drive in snow before because every job I've had previous to this, I've always been off when it snowed. So I'm headed to work. I'm taking the main streets instead of getting on the freeway because I didn't know what the freeway was like. And where I live is kind of where the city starts meeting like the rural area. So there are a lot of hills. There's there's forest. So there's deer running back and forth. There's animals running around. So I'm like, I'm going to take the city streets, and not try to get on the freeway because I don't want to be stuck on the freeway and it's not clear. Like, I'm terrified. So long story short, I get there almost an hour late, but I'm thinking like, okay, I'm gonna be apologetic. I'm gonna let them know like I live in this city. It's kind of far. I've never had to drive in the snow before. It took me longer than usual, but now that I know, I can prepare better for next time and I'll be here on time. She did not care. So she lets me in. She's like, you're late. And I'm like, well, yeah, I live in this city, blah, blah, blah. Same thing I just told. She's like, well, the roads from this city to here are clear. So, and the city she's talking about is like right past where I live. So maybe like 5 minutes further than where I'm from. And she's basically saying like, we can get here. Why couldn't you get here? And I'm like, well, that's fine and dandy, but baby, I'm not used to driving in the snow. I got here as quick as I could. I risked my daggone life getting here for this job. So she calls this other woman in her office and she's like, I don't think we can, it's already an hour in and we can't go back and go over what we just went over and we gave out uniforms and stuff already. So I just don't think we can go any further. And they walked me out. And I'm just like, are you fucking serious? Like, it's snowing, bitch. Like 2 to 3 inches of snow not on the street because Arkansas don't got snow plows and salting and all of that shit. So we're literally driving on streets with snow on them. This is literally what the road back to my house looks like. That is the street. And that up there is a hill that I have to drive over to get back home. Oh, and another thing, she tried to call me a liar because She was like, well, why didn't you call? I was like, well, I didn't have a number to call because the emails that y'all sent me didn't have no damn phone number. She was like, every email that we sent had a phone number on it. And when I got back in the car, I went and looked, and not one of them damn emails had a damn phone number on it. Then she was like, we tried to call you all last week and didn't get an answer. First of all, yes, I saw that you called me, but I was working my previous job. I can't just answer the phone while I'm at work. And I even tried calling the number back a couple times, and they either didn't answer, or one time somebody picked up and then hung up. So I'm thinking, okay, these are spam callers, like spamming me. So no, I'm not about to answer it no more. So long story short, fuck that job, and hopefully I can get my old job back.
I was laid off last week. Just 2 weeks after going back to work from a 12-month maternity leave, I get that dreadful email at 9 a.m. stating that due to restructuring, my role alongside 700 other roles at the company were gone. Bam, I'm jobless. And I was just getting into my groove of being back at work and finding a routine for me being a mom now. So after going through all the stages of grief, I kept coming back to the feeling of lost. And at first I thought I was lost because I just didn't really know what to do now and where to start to figure out my next move. But then digging deeper, I've realized that that's not why I'm lost. I'm lost because I don't have a sense of identity right now. I was so excited to go back to work and do something with my day other than being a mom and waking up for another purpose other than being Maya's mom. And it's really clear that before having a baby, my life was surrounded around work. My identity was surrounded around work. Everything was around my career. Now it's time to figure out who I really am and who this girl is.
So I recently got fired and I made a get ready with me video and everyone is asking why I got fired. I was not going to talk about it because it's literally nobody's business, but everybody is asking about it and I don't mind sharing. I will explain how I knew and why I got fired. So I had been working at my job for 5 years. So I got the job because my sister had told me to apply there. I had no idea what I wanted to do. I think I applied when I was 18 and I didn't start working there till I was 20, but I was still young and I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life. But I thought that it was something I could try out because I already had tried out warehouse, I've tried out food industry, retail, and so I thought the next step would be some type of office work. I was raised in a house where office work was like the best job you could do. So when I first started, there was a year of probation and every single day I was anxious that I was going to get fired. It wasn't the job that I thought it was going to be. I would cry a lot. I was really anxious about it and I literally thought I was getting fired every single day for a year. But everyone was saying that it was really hard to get fired once you get in the union. So I thought I'll just make it to a year and I'll be fine. I was doing pretty well at my job. I didn't have any issues. So I passed probation. After I passed, it felt like a weight was lifted off my shoulder and I was no longer as anxious as I was before. In the meantime, I was working on my social media. At the time I was doing makeup and I was posting on my YouTube channel, but I definitely wasn't paying too much attention to my social media. Quickly after probation, I got anxious again and I wasn't sure why. I was getting a lot of FOMO because all my friends were still out having a good time. We were just like barely 20 at the time, so many of my friends didn't have full-time like corporate jobs, but I was still doing well at my job. And then in 2020, we got sent home for COVID. We would still have our jobs when we came back. When everything shut down, we were sent home like, I believe March. Literally the day that I got sent home, I went to 3 different Dollar Trees and I did a huge haul on my YouTube channel. That video is still up on my channel, but it's what helped me get monetized on my channel. So literally right when they sent everyone home, I started getting paid on YouTube. During this like 3 months that I was at home, I was spending all my time posting on social media. I made TikToks, I made YouTube videos, and I was on Instagram all the time. I was making the most money I've ever made on my social media. I was getting thousands and thousands of views. I got over 15,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel, and I finally was like, okay, I have a purpose. But again, I grew up in a family that was all about like the office type of job, so this is what I thought I had to do because there was benefits, retirement. I just felt like I needed this full-time job. Looking back at it now, I probably should have quit then, but honestly it brought me so much anxiety to even think about that. So after making the most money I've ever made on social media, I went back to my full-time office job, and that's when I started.
That's a video, guys. So I'm just here about to share my true sense, like what I think about today's video. More and more women are being laid off from their jobs. So like this is not new. When you go to TikTok, you open TikTok, you're going to find so many videos of women being laid off. And this looks like it's really a crisis because A lot of these women are the ones who are coming on media and say they've been laid off and they have nothing at all. So I also had time to check to other social medias like Instagram. I found those videos. I went on Facebook. People are uploading that they've been laid off. Most of the content creators, they've been laid off from their jobs, and others they just come and say they're not really content creators, but it hit them so bad so that they're even crying on social media saying they don't even have hope. Okay, and you know how 2025 has been like. The job market is cooked. Like no one is hiring, no one is giving people jobs, and you when you just hit that, the company is just inviting you for a meeting. You're already scared because you know in your head like this is a layoff. Like there's nothing literally we are going to talk about being in the HR and the other person. Like it's really heartbreaking. And when you look at all these things, these are the people who have student loans. Okay, they have student loans, they have mortgage to pay, or maybe they have house rents to pay. They need groceries. They have small children. Some of these people they're single mothers. They don't have where else to get the money, and this is so heartbreaking. So that so many people in this world are being like laid off like that, which is crazy. Okay. And the other thing is that these people who are just laying off, they're not looking at your work, like what you did for this company. Like if they were weighing how much you gave your all to this company, they're not even doing that. They're just removing you from the company when they need to. Okay. They don't even see your loyalty, like you've stayed with them for 2 years, we've stayed with them for two. That doesn't matter for them. And most of these people, they just get a shock of their life on the same day they're going to be told like you're being laid off without any notice, without knowing anything. And you know next month you have a next bill to pay, and how do you expect these people to pay like that? So people are confused, some are stressed, they don't really know what to do, and others have been sending a lot of applications. It's been 1 year, it's been 6 months, they're not even employed yet. So some of these people, they've lost homes, they've lost a roof on their head because they can't even pay. They've been evicted from their jobs, and this is so heartbreaking because seeing a lot of people sleeping in cars, others are going to sleep in the storage units. Guys, it's really heartbreaking because people have plans. They make plans with these money, like, I work, I'll pay all the bills, I'm going to do this, I'll do that, which is really important. But all these the employees, they don't know, they don't even know what you need as a person. They're not even going to feel pity like, okay, this person is going to pay what is the rentals next month. They're not even going to do that. For them, it's just they say that they want to restructure the company. Some of these companies have been replacing the AI with the company, like with the workers for the company, and people have lost hope. They've lost it. Okay, so they don't really know what to do. Like next, how are you going to pay all these bills which you have as a person? Like it's really a lot. So most of these women now, they're coming out and now started calling out like we are not safe, no one is safe at this point in 2025. And people had a lot of hopes in 2025, like they needed they need jobs. Okay, they need jobs, and they have lost completely hope because they can afford nothing at this point, and everything is like high. Like when you look at the rent prices, it's like double the price, because mostly they say that your rent price should be like 30% of your paycheck, but now it goes up to 70 because it's like double your paycheck. And this is so heartbreaking. Okay, it's so heartbreaking seeing younger women, even older ones, mostly older ones are affected because when you get older, people think that you don't have enough strength for you to work. So they can quietly fire you without you knowing. And you heard stories in the other videos which I've made where women came out and say they were told not to say that they were fired, but they were fired by the company. So they were told to shut up their mouth, not to say they were fired, because some of these other members they can think that what's really happening, like what did she do? All these things. So a lot has been happening and we are losing it. We are losing hope. and we don't know. And the Gen Zs are not even playing, they're coming out open and say what they think on their head. Like, it's really scary at this point. So people don't have money for food, they have money for nothing at this point, and the economy is not good. So I think we need a lot to work on that, and people should have rights, like to protect them from their jobs, okay? Which is really important. And even companies um should put like a notice for you to know what next, so that you have enough time to look for another job. Even if this one ended, you don't have to stress. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you in my next episode. Bye bye, take care.